It must be nice being a Houston Texans fan, considering that your whole season was a huge W. And not only that, you won a playoff game and you're winning in free agency right now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Soulback Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And the Houston Texans are cooking in the free agency. But before we get into today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and really helps me create content like this for you guys. So please subscribe. Nick Caserio is putting on a masterclass right now for all to behold. And not only is he addressing very crucial parts to why the Texans didn't go all the way this past season, but he's getting them at very good deals and overall building this roster to further develop and further help CJ Stroud attain the goals of potential Super Bowl. And, going over some of the stuff that he did, you know, most notably, just like a couple of hours ago, signing edge rusher Danielle Hunter. And Danielle Hunter has been on the radar for a lot of teams, like the Chicago Bears, for instance, who are also looking for an edge rusher. However, the Houston Texans were able to pull the trigger and get Danielle Hunter to come to his hometown team and essentially become the dynamic duo with Will Anderson Jr., who, by the way, was Defensive Rookie of the Year. Imagine a duo tandem of Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. That will be insane for the AFC as well. And going further, they were able to get Joe Mixon for such a steal because the Bengals cut him initially or released him and then decided to go back on that and trade him to the Texans. And you get him for $6 million for a 1-year deal and becomes your running back one. Aziz Al-Shahir for a $34 million 3-year contract. Autry, who's a defensive lineman, for $20 million for 2 years. Jeff Okudah for like a bargain deal as a cornerback from Atlanta for $6 million for 1 year. And some key re-signings are Dalton Schultz, which I love that they did this because Dalton Schultz was a crucial part to the success that CJ Stroud had, not only for in terms of his offensive line, but also as another weapon for CJ Stroud. And they also re-signed Kaimi Fairbairn for $16 million for 3 years, which is also a big deal. And if you look at their roster right now, you have CJ Stroud at quarterback, Joe Mixon, and Dameon Pierce as the running back tandems, Nico Collins, Robert Woods as the wide receiver options, Tank Dell coming back from injury. Noah Brown was also re-signed as well for another year, I'm pretty sure. Dalton Schultz, Andrew Beck, Laramie Tunsil in your offensive line, Howard as your offensive line, Queen Scott Cressenberry as your center. There's certain parts of this team that looks ready to make a push in the playoffs. And not only that, they also have an insane amount of picks too. They have a total of 8 picks in the draft, and 3 of them obviously are each in the respective 1 through 3 rounds. But you could still make some splash plays, have some interior line, offensive line. Now that you've addressed your edge rusher needs, you don't necessarily need to go out and get an edge rusher. You could probably add and bolster to that offensive line and maybe even add another weapon too. You never know when you can't have too many weapons nowadays. And this team is going to be crazy. Remember, we didn't even think this team was going to be a playoff team, let alone CJ Stroud developing this quickly into the crazy, amazing, good quarterback that he is. And it's wild. And this is like the best case scenario for the Houston Texans and Nick Caserio. He has done a fabulous job as a GM, being very aggressive and being also mindful of CJ Stroud's development and addressing defensive needs as well. Because the main thing that really didn't allow them to be competitive against the Ravens in that AFC game in the playoffs was mainly because of how they weren't able to stop the run and they weren't able to stop a lot of aerial attacks by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And now that you have addressed this in the front defensive line, you can put pressure on teams like the Kansas City Chiefs. You put it on the Bengals and even the Baltimore Ravens as well. Like, you're improving this team slowly but surely. And keep in mind, the draft hasn't even happened yet. It's only been the first 2 days, and they're going insane right now. So yeah, that's really about it. I just wanted to make a video kind of like giving props to Nick Casario and showing how, like, this is how you build a team. This is how you systematically go about developing, getting talent, being aggressive. And I love what Nick Casario is doing. And Houston Texans are going to be a problem if they continue to build on this success. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Please let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of these moves. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.